Happy New Year's, everyone. As you can see, there's a new aesthetic. So I went from pink space celestial glittery aesthetic to dark academia deer brown aesthetic. I really liked the pink aesthetic, pink space aesthetic. That I literally, my name is Comet Celeste because of the space theme. I thought that brown would be a lot easier for me to keep up with the aesthetic than pink, because I don't really have a lot of pink things except like the plushies or like my wall and occasionally some shirts, but I have a lot of brown. If you can see in my last videos of I was supposed to be keeping the pink theme, I literally wore brown in those videos, so I thought that it was just easier. I did change my mascot. If you were here when I was doing Sims characters, this was my mascot and I kept it, but now since the aesthetic changed to like brown, this is my new mascot. So this is the new Comet. So yeah, with that being said, these are the books that I read in 2022. I don't know when I actually started reading. Maybe July, August. So I didn't read the whole year. I didn't start from January. I actually started in March, so I only missed 2 months of the year. So I read 5 books in 10 months. But yeah, so let's get to it. The first book was Dear Emmy Blue by Leah Lewis. And this book I started reading it after like 4 years of a reading slump, not including like books I had to read for homework, like school projects, because I didn't enjoy those because it was attached to an assignment, so I didn't like doing those. Reading as a hobby I haven't done in 4 years, so this was the first book back, and it was hard to get into it because of that. I am a slow reader because I do literally everything else except read. So this one, if you don't know, Dear Emmy Blue, I haven't seen it a lot on like Book Talk or Bookstagram or even BookTube. I found it randomly on at Walmart. It's about Emily, who and this is not a spoiler, like the first few pages tells you what's happening. I said Emily, I mean Emmy. The first few pages tells you this, so this is not a spoiler. Emmy actually likes her childhood crush. Emmy met this boy by sending him, this is why I need to annotate the confusion in my eyes. I think she sent a balloon out, right? And he got it, and then he sent messages to her because he found the balloon, and she likes him, right? And then he's getting married to someone else. So in the first few pages it tells you that she likes him, he's getting married, right? There's a love triangle. And actually, without telling you much of the book, I don't particularly like triangles, because either one, I like both characters and I want the main characters to be with both, and then that's a situation makes my head hurt because I'm like, oh but him, oh but him, but oh but him. Or two, I like one person and then the author makes the main character go with the opposite person, and I hate it. So I don't like love triangles because of that. But this book, the main character actually went with the love interest that I wanted her to go with, so A+. I think I gave it 4 stars. So yeah, Dear Emmy Blue by Leah Lewis. While I paused to read that, I paused reading that. I started reading The House on Main Street by Sandra Cisneros. I'm Latina and I don't know how to say the name. Cisneros? Maybe. I'm sorry. Very short book, and it's just, the chapters are just stories about the people living on the house on Mango Street, basically. It's good. I only gave it 4 stars because I literally don't remember anything of it, but I remember liking it. Like, I remember closing this book and being like, oh, that was nice. But I didn't give it a 5 stars because if you tell me, oh, what was one of the chapters, like what did it talk about, I would be like, could not tell you, my guy. I could not tell you. Next, The Love Hypothesis. This also took me a lot. And oh, if you guys see that they're all bent and like just that, I buy books secondhand, so they're all used books. They all are used books except the last one, so that's why they're all like beat up and stuff. But I don't mind it, actually. Well, actually I do mind this right here. That I mind. So The Love Hypothesis actually got recommended by my friend. I don't know if she wants me to use her real name, so I'm gonna say Emily. So Emily recommended me this book, and I like it. A lot of people don't like it because a lot of people said that it's like it reads like a Wattpad book. There's some good Wattpad books out there, and I don't know why people think that's an insult. I actually like the easy read. I don't like books that I can't read it. I'm like, I want a book that I can read easily. And a lot of those books, people say they're like Wattpad books. I'm like, well, if I can read it, like, I can read it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like books that I'm just like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what's going on. Oh, so a lot of the criticism was because they said the sexy scene was cringe. I skipped it, so if there was any like cringy dialogue or cringy writing, I missed it. Maybe I saved myself from that one. A lot of you guys know this book. You guys know what it is. It's a science student and a science professor, but he's not her professor. I don't know. People don't like the teacher and student trope. I don't care, honestly. I'll eat it up if it's a good story. Also, there's a scene that I think I saw a video of or a comment. I saw somewhere that the scene that happened, I'm not gonna say, but people are like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing, why would she do that, that's so cringe. I read it thinking that I would be like cringing, like secondhand embarrassment, like put the book down. It wasn't cringe at all. I thought actually it was really cute. It was the conference scene. I don't know if it was a conference or like someone was doing a speech, right? And it was a lot of people. So people were like, oh my god, that's so cringe. I'm like, what? What's cringe about it? I don't get it. So I think people were just making it seem like it was super cringe when it's not really cringe. And I'm talking about like the whole book in general. People were like, this book is cringe, and I read it and I was like, what are you guys talking about? What? I think people exaggerated a bit. I want to reread it and then annotate, and I also want to reread Dear Me Blue. So I gave it a 4 stars because if it makes me want to reread it, not because I didn't understand it, but because I actually enjoyed it, then 4 stars. I didn't give it a 5 stars because there was just something missing about it. Like, I don't know. Something about it was missing. I think it's because, like, we didn't really see much of the actual relationship. Oh my god, can you hear that? I bet you can hear that. Anyways, we didn't see much of them interacting as a couple, and I think that's why I didn't give it a 5 stars. I think that's what was missing. We didn't see them as an actual couple, they interacted, yes, but it wasn't really like, I don't know, like they didn't have much interaction. So I give it 4 stars because I actually did enjoy it. And the next book that I read this year was If I Stay. Again, this is very used. Yeah, okay, so it has like liquid stains. I don't know what happened. I am gonna sell it on Pangobix because I did not like this book. I thought it was boring, honestly. I don't know. I thought it was boring. It's about this girl who got in the car crash. This is not really a spoiler. The whole book is about this, but I think they reveal it in the first few pages as well. They definitely reveal it in the first chapter, so it's not really spoiling you, but and it's a really old book with a movie adaptation, so honestly, if you're spoiled, you're spoiled. But anyways, this girl gets in a car crash and she's in a coma, but she's seeing everything that's happening. Like, she's having an out-of-body experience, and basically the book is about her being in the hospital as, not, physically she's in a coma, she's in the hospital bed, but the perspective is of her seeing, out-of-body experience, seeing what's going on. And also they gave you flashback of her relationship with her boyfriend. And long story short, I did not care about the relationship, so I was not attached to it. And then I did not really care about the whole, it was just, I didn't care. It was boring. I had to force myself to finish it because I know a lot of people are like, DNF books and you'll feel a lot better, but my brain doesn't work like that. If I DNF a book, I will think about it until I pick it up again and finish it. Like, it's not like my brain's not gonna let it go, so I forced myself to finish it. And the last book is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I know that she's controversial. I don't know why. I haven't read into it, but I know that she's controversial in some way. This was recommended by my manager. If you saw my video, I did a whole video of it. My manager bought me this book, so it's the only book that's not used, and I started not liking it because I thought that, what's his name? Ryle? I thought Ryle was gonna be the love interest, so I thought that this book was romanticizing abuse, and I thought that by the end of the book, Lily was gonna stay with Ryle. So I didn't enjoy part 1 of the book because that was my mentality. I was like, okay, so Ryle, she's gonna stay with Ryle even though he's not doing great up here because he needs some stuff to work on. And then part 2 happened and I was like, okay, because yes, we had like hints of Atlas when with the notes to Ellen that everyone hates, and I agree with that. I think that Colleen could have done Atlas's whole storyline without being letters to Ellen DeGeneres, because what? The first few times someone just died. But anyways, the first time, like the first few letters, I was just like, dude, I don't want to read these letters. But then as it went on, I was like, okay, I get what the author's doing. Actually, that's a lie. I just lied to you. All the letters, I was just like, okay, let's move on. But part 2, I liked a little more. I like Atlas, actually. People are like saying that there was nothing there for them to be attached to the character. I agree, but I still liked him, so bare minimum, I would guess. But then I gave it a 4 stars because I really like the ending, especially the ending line of, not the epilogue, but the line where it says it ends with us and she's talking to her baby. I really like how that happened. I gave it so it was a 2 star in the beginning. Part 2 happened, it bumped up to a 3, and then the ending bumped it up to a 4. So I really liked it. And then the epilogue I loved that she didn't stay with Ryle. So I was just like, okay. And I liked Atlas a lot more. So I like that she did. I don't think she stayed with any of them right away. Again, I know she's controversial. I haven't bought anything from Colleen Hoover. Again, I haven't seen what's happening with her. I'll look into it, but just in case I did like steer clear of Colleen Hoover. But I just get gifted Colleen Hoover. So my manager gifted me this, my friend gifted me this, and then my sister got me All You're Perfect, I think it's called, by Colleen Hoover. You can see it right there. So I get gifted her books, so I can't really do anything about it. I don't throw away gifts unless they break, or unless they break, or they, like, if it's clothing, if they don't fit, then obviously they don't fit. So I don't throw away gifts. So I get gifted Colleen Hoover. The people that gift me stuff know that I like books, but they don't read books, so they will get me books that are popular right now, and Colleen Hoover is a popular author at the moment, so I'm gonna get gifted Colleen Hoover. So it is what it is. But yeah, anyways, those are my 5 books of 2022. I will definitely be reading more than 5 books. It took a long time to read these books, but yeah, definitely planning on reading a lot more in 2023. With all the stuff that I'm going in between, though, I'm lazy, honestly. Yeah, so starting in 2023, I will be annotating my books. I'm saying this so I, actually do it and force myself to do it. But yeah. Oh, bye. Wait. Okay, let's rewind because I'm not making sense right now.